Hey everybody, this is John from Watershed Teardrop Camping, Fishing, Kayaking. We do it all. It's outdoor stuff. And this is going to be another fly fishing segment. It's the winter time, so fly fishing, there are areas to fly fish in this state and other states. We're going to concentrate on a little bit of fly tying. Certainly you can go to your local hobby shop, fly shop, and get yourself some flies. They come tied in a lot of places. But if you're interested in something to do, and most of these things, I encourage you to go to your local shop and buy them. But a lot of these things can be bought online for fairly inexpensive to get started with. In fact, if you really wanted to get cheap, if your family members are out hunting right now, deer hair, bear hair, you can find a lot of these materials, even just for practice. It can be the hair off of your cat or your dog. Anyway, just to get started, this is going to be a basic instruction. I don't claim to be an expert in fly tying. I enjoy the sport, and it's something that you can do, you can make, and you can catch fish on, and it's something that you did, and it's pretty cool rather than going out and buying a lure. You don't always have to fly fish. You can also attach your flies to the end, depending on the laws and the rules of the area. You can either attach them to the end of your hook, or you can put them on a regular spin fishing outfit. If you don't want to fly fish or don't know how, or don't have the time or money, it's fine. You can take regular light fishing tackle and use a little split shot, and then tie your offering at the end. And we can go over that too. We're trying to keep the segments to 6-minute people. This is going to be very basic today. We're going to talk about the hook itself. Here's a replica of a hook I made out of a wire hanger, but just to give you the idea of a hook. When they start to talk about fly tying, just like baking a cake, they talk about recipes. And here's an example that I took off of the internet back in 2005. It's someone's recipe for the Winnipesaukee smelt, which is popular in our lake here. And just for an example, it tells you what the body is. The body would, of course, be on here. The underwing, the wing, the belly, the eyes. And it talks about all the parts that you would use to assemble this. So many times, if there's a specific fly that you want to tie, you can find the recipe, and you take that recipe and you go to your local shop and you buy the materials specific to that recipe. And it doesn't have to be intricate. A lot of these flies, simple streamers and things like that, only need a couple materials. And for kitchen panfish and things like that, non-specific, or if you're not trying to emulate someone else's fly tying, you can get into this fairly inexpensive and use some of the things you already have. I don't want to make it complicated. In fact, if you want to take a vise and use vice grips that you have, there's ways to get around it. There's ways to have fun without having to spend a lot of money. But anyway, this is your standard hook. And as we talk about it, you have the eye of the hook. You have the shank of the hook. You have the bend in the hook. And normally there'd be a point here, but some people, when they're catching fish, if you like to release the fish, they'll bend the point down. And this is called the gap. When you're looking at hooks, a lot of times they'll tell you Mustad, which is a brand. It'll tell you the nomenclature for that brand. The Mustad 4, 5, 8, 9, or whatever. I'm just using numbers. But it'll actually tell you, or it'll say a size 4 hook, or a size 12 hook, or you can use a range of size 12 to 14. When we talk about hooks and you talk about sizes, the smaller the number, the bigger the hook. These are some examples of some bass hooks that you could make into flies, I guess, but usually they're used for worm fishing. Size 2/0. Those are rather large. This is a streamer hook. This is a size 4 Mustad streamer hook. This has got a downward eye. And then this is a size 4 with a flat eye. And in Australia, they say, good eye, mate. Which has nothing to do with fishing, but it's fun to say. And I encourage you, whenever you're tying flies, to say, good eye, mate, and make yourself a fly. And when you catch a fish, I hope it's a big one. That's not a fish. That's a fish. Anyway, so this is a size 4. And for an example, this is a size 10. So see how the smaller number dictates a larger hook size. And these are streamer hooks. They have long shanks. And then some of your other flies, for dry flies and wet flies and things like that. Salmon flies, they kind of flare. But like I said, when you use your recipe will usually tell you on it the flies to use, the colors, and the types of materials that you'll use, i.e. deer hair or hackle. And we're going to get into all that. We're already at 6 minutes. It goes quickly. When we start to tie some flies, perhaps we'll extend that. But we're going to stick our hook. This is rather large for my fly tying vise. But anyway, when you stick it in there, I had it in there, you would put it on the lower half of the bend. And that's our segment today. It's just like I said, we're trying to keep it 6 minutes every day. And we'll probably start with some simple streamers. I'm using, if you want to pick it up and follow along, I'm going to use The Art of Fly Tying as kind of my reference. Like I said, you could pick this up I saw it for $5 online. This was $24. Or you can get a kit. You don't even have to pick it up. I will explain everything that we do here. Obviously, it won't be everyday fly tying because we've got a mixed bag of things. But I want to keep it exciting for everybody out there. And if we find that this is where it's at, then we'll tie more and we'll get into it. All right. I hope everyone's having a great night. It's Friday night, and it's still COVID-y out there. I want everybody to be safe. And just a shout out to everyone that has to work or is working. I shouldn't say has to work. How about is working, is out there. And appreciate you all. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great night. This is Johnny Drum. Drum because sometimes I drum. And drum because there's drum fish, baby. Drum and drummer right here. Anyway, peace. Have a great night. Remember to subscribe, please, if you have friends, and have them join. It's Watershed Teardrop Camping. But we do fly fishing, regular fishing, and kayaking with my brothers in kayak over at One Outdoor New England in Franklin. All right. Thanks so much. You have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Peace.